It's been a while since I've made dumplings, and for a long time I haven't made cabbage dumplings. I was like, why don't I make cabbage dumplings anymore? And then I realized it's because it's a pain. You have to blanch a bunch of Napa cabbage, and then you have to make sure you drain it really, really well. I wish I had a salad spinner or something for this. But yeah, if you don't drain it with all your might, like I did not do, it's harder to make these dumplings. And this is the simplest version, which is just ground pork, Napa cabbage. I don't have MSG, so I replaced it with Nor chicken stock cube. And I should have just used the whole cube. I under-seasoned here. And usually I like heavily seasoned dumplings and then just dip in vinegar in the end. Yeah, this is ground pork, cabbage, soy sauce, Nor chicken stock cube, Chinese cooking wine, white pepper, sesame oil, and then any neutral oil. And those are the only ingredients in this. And it does feel kind of weird not using, what is it? Garlic or scallions of any kind, but the simplest form of this dumpling, there's only one vegetable. So whether it's like the small bok choy, which is also blanched and broken up, or I guess garlic chives is also popular too. But yeah, garlic chives, much easier because you don't really have to do anything. You just chop it up and you mix it. And oh yeah, this is annoying because I have chicken stock cube on my hands and I'm trying to grind this white pepper. And after that, just mix. And I also realized I did not cut this cabbage fine enough. You also can't skimp on how fine the cabbage is. Like, this is probably the easiest to make in a food processor, actually. But yeah, I tried to get rid of some of the moisture, but it didn't really work. And if the mixture is too wet, it actually makes the dumpling forming part a little bit more difficult. Ideally, the perfect texture is more like a paste. That's when it's the easiest. And I don't do any fancy anything. I wet half of the dumpling and then I just fold it over, move all the air out as I push it in. And I think most Chinese people I know, they always crimp, but Korean people don't really do that most of the time. So it's just a flat dumpling. And whenever I make dumplings, I always eat the terrible ones and then I freeze the well-formed ones so I could eat it on another day. This was so much filling. I still have filling. I had to make 2 sets of dumplings and I still have more filling today. I'll probably use the last of it tomorrow. And as I've grown older, I've also realized I like boiled dumplings, but not with these wrappers. These wrappers, I actually bought them. I think they're called like Shanghai style wrappers. They're really thin. I think for boiled dumplings, I like it a little bit thicker, so it's a little bit chewy. These probably taste the best when fried, which I also do at the end of this video. And like always, the first few are always gonna be bad. It's always this way. And as I keep going, they get slightly better. Because the mixture is too wet too, it's a little bit difficult to form. And I worried a little bit that they were going to stick completely together while in that basket. But it ended up still tasting good, that's what matters. Even if some didn't make it, yeah, it still tastes pretty good. And on that first day I boiled these dumplings. I just have a decently big pot filled with water, and I cooked them for like 6 to 7 minutes. These are really cold. The pork was not completely thawed, so it was really cold. So I cooked it for like the full, for 7 minutes maybe. And I make sure they're not too stuck to each other. Surprisingly, they weren't. And although you could make these in smaller batches, I've never seen anyone make a small batch of dumplings. You just dump it all in. And I just put on a plate. The sauce, again, ideally it would just be black vinegar. I don't really like anything else. Maybe ginger in there too. But these were definitely under-seasoned, so I added some soy sauce to the vinegar when I was eating these. And they're decently, like, wrinkly, but not as chewy as I'd like them to be. And some didn't make it. Like, as I was draining the water, I popped some of them, but whatever. And as I've grown older, these are my favorite dumplings, just boiled dumplings. And the next day, I used more filling. I thawed another plate of wrappers, and then I made fried dumplings. I guess like pan fried slash steamed. This is just peanut oil, not too hot, like medium low. And then I just put in the dumplings. I'm surprised they didn't stick at all, because they were still kind of, some of them were still kind of wet on one side, did not stick at all. And these are small enough, you probably don't have to cover them. I just realized whenever I make dumplings, I always make one terrible one on purpose, because my family makes terrible dumplings because they overfill it, and it's always bad. So I usually make one that's purposely overfilled, but I realized I didn't make it. Maybe for tomorrow's batch, I'll do that. But yeah, these covered and steamed for like 5 minutes, and then you don't have to cook the other side if you don't want. And then I just I eat with the same black vinegar and soy sauce mixture. But yep, I haven't made dumplings in a while. Next time I'm just gonna make regular garlic chives dumplings, because that's just so much less of a pain than this. Even though these taste great. Anyways, that's the video. See ya.